surrounded. This one.
Once we step onto that bridge, we'll be easy targets.
Then we better move quickly. More of Ultimus tools. Come on then. What are you waiting for? Too slow. I needed that. Through the castle, then.
I don't see any other way. This corruption knows no bounds. We cannot allow it to spread any further.
We won't.
Clive, you mustn't summon Ifrit. Not yet.
So I should let the Bible fall to you?
Yes, you should. Save your strength for another season. What must it be to grow so big?
You don't want to know. Thanks, boy.
Another down!
There's no end to them. The whole bloody army's here. Stand back, Joshua. I'm summoning Ifrit.
Stop, Clive! You mustn't. We still have a long way to go. If you tap your strength here, you'll have none left to destroy the heart.
Then you'd rather die? Jill!
surprised to see us.
How did you?
Gav. He told us exactly where you'd be. Even sniffed out a crack in the castle wall. And when we saw the heavens come crashing down, we had no choice but to believe him. It's been quite a day.
To what do we owe this honor?
A debt I would see repaid.
Prince Dion. It's good to see you well.
So, this must be Ifrit. Your uncle bade me give you a message. Listen to your heart. It will guide your steel true. Your father would expect no less. That is all.
Thank you.
For everything, Your Highness.
Dion, please.
You do realize the only thing we've freed so far is this wall from its foundations, right? Now, if your lord and ladyship's quite finished...
Well said, Gav. We have work to do.
Don't suppose there's out I can say to make you change your mind. Nan won't take kindly to losing her best customer, especially after letting us carry all this stuff.
And we wouldn't want to anger.
You mean you'll buy some? Whatever yous need, leave it to me. Anything else I can make for you? Righto, here you go. Is there else you need? Thank you. You've got everything you need then.
If Sid were here today, I reckon he'd be proud of you, Clive.
He'd be proud of us all.
Don't worry about us. We'll hold off the rabble for as long as you need.
There is still much I would learn of your tale, once this day is done. Until then, all who might come between me and such knowledge shall answer to my spear.
I do not envy them.
Worry not on our welfare. Your foremost concern should be the heart. Worry not on our welfare. Your foremost concern should be the heart.
Each parting brings the hope of reunion. I missed you, Clive.
I missed you too.
I'll be all right, Clive. You may have Shiva's strength, but I still have her spirit.
I couldn't have made it this far without you, Torgal.
You see, Clive, we're not alone. If we are to win the day, we must all play our part. And ours. Ours lies beyond.
We fought long and hard for this moment.
We need only endure this final trial.
You all know what it is that awaits us beyond this gate. And we shall face it together.
Aye. It seems our hosts would rather we remain. I will stay them.
We will stay them. Go!
Just don't keep us waiting.
Thank you.
Welcome, sons of fire.
No! No! Come back.
What?
Joshua! Joshua! Wake up!
Clive, is that you? This isn't stone here.
Welcome to our darkness. A rift between worlds wherein your kind might reflect.
Show yourself!
Grave and many are the sins of man. And we would have you know them, all of them. As fate has seen fit to deliver you home, consider this our welcoming gift.
It would seem we are trapped.
And the only way out is through Ultima. We find him, and we leave.
If you are to comprehend the full extent of your transgressions, we must go back to the beginning. When the world was still young, we visited upon it a miracle, magic, and in its light did all life flourish. Yet the price for this boon would prove heavy. A pall descended upon the land, painting the horizon black as night. Though we labored to forestall its spread, in this one endeavor we stood powerless. And so we fled, that we might endure, that we might discover a means of salvation.
But if it was magic that caused the blight, what of the mother crystals?
I expect he'll tell us soon enough.
Salvation, alas, was not readily to be had. First, we would require a land unvisited by the stain of corruption. An unprecedented journey lay before us, one beyond the limits of our fleshly bodies, and so we cast them off. Thus, stripped to our very spirit, did we find our new paradise. A land as pure as driven snow, Valisthea. There would the true work begin, for the black crept yet behind us. And soon did we arrive at a solution, the illness having spread to every organ. There was but one escape from this fate, to start afresh.
With a new world. The one for which Barnabas labored. A paradise free from the blight where his God awaits. And where, if we only forfeit our wills and abandon everything we hold dear, humanity can join him. So, Ultima would have us follow in the footsteps of the king.
And follow we shall. For now.
To forge a new world would require not only power, but a constitution strong enough to wield it. Acquiring the first would be simple. Untouched by the blight, Valisthea was replete with ether, and we had only to place jewels in her crown to claim it. Acquiring the second, however, demanded creativity. And so I cast forth the seeds of humanity.
You created us.
Is that not what gods do? We sowed the seeds for you, Muthos, all that you might one day blossom. and our future thus secured, we thought to slumber, though that would prove a grave mistake. For it was as we slept that man committed his greatest sin. He awoke. Alone in a world bereft of his God's radiance, he stumbled blindly, desperate for guidance. Finding no light, he sought to kindle his own, and from that single errant impulse was his will born. Having discovered himself at last, man turned his eyes inward and found he desired evermore that which only magic might afford. So wars were waged and brothers slain for custody over that dwindling resource, and the land, she wept tears of black.
He would condemn us for this. Surely he cannot be so blind to his own hypocrisy.
Not blind, just unwilling to admit the truth. Though we're one and the same. Is that
Ifrit, or what's left of him?
Long have our ashes lain cold for want of a spark. Cast your eyes upon them and see what you must become. Valisthea cannot endure a second claim upon her being. The avarice of man drives her ever closer to destruction, but she may yet be saved by you. It is what you were born to do, why we nursed you and fed you as your own mother should have. And now that you are fully grown, our Muthos, it is time at last for you to serve your purpose.
to right your wrongs? If our sin is wanting to survive, then you are as marked by it as we are. The fault is yours. Our wills were born because you abandoned us. And now, you would have us forfeit them. All for a place in your new paradise.
Do you imagine yourselves worthy of one? Mankind has no place in our world. Is this truly so difficult to comprehend? We only ever require you, Muthos, when the time comes to bid this wretched realm farewell. None shall follow, none shall remain.
What do you mean, none?
This is our world. Once the land's rebirth is complete, humanity will have served its purpose. Why would we continue to suffer that which has caused us so much vexation.
Because the land doesn't belong to you. It belongs to us all! What?
That is where you are mistaken. You own nothing but your precious will.
Brother.
I can't do this alone.
And you don't have to.
I grow weary of your dissent. Now you must learn that this master will not tolerate disobedience.
My friends, my family. We have all suffered, all fought to survive. This world may be flawed. It may be broken. But it's all we have. And if we can't share it, I see only one other choice. You have to go.
You may have created us, Ultima. But it's time we lived on our own terms. This isn't your world anymore. It's ours.
Bow down, offenders, hearts disdained. Such foul attaint may not be sublimed through game standing. Only with heads hung low is penance paid. O wretched mortals incapable even of contrition, in fitting season shall we reap our harvest.
Already.
Gifted this chance, and still you would raise your hand against the Lord.
What now? The darkness bends. He means to end us.
It wouldn't be the first time. But let's make it his last.
Your fate is inexorable. Surrender the vessel unto the darkness. Surrender it unto us. Kneel before us.
As we're ready.
Prostrate yourselves. last. For countless generations have we awaited this moment. Your struggles have made you strong, yet your soul remains heavy with sin. Absolution is nigh. Repent, and all shall be forgiven.
Tell me, Clive, how many lives have you saved since taking my name?
Fewer than we have ruined. Wherever we go, we leave a sea of tears in our wake.
These are the wages of your will, son.
What good are our choices when all they ever bring, all they will ever bring, is death?
There's no atoning, Clive. No matter how hard you try.
So why not leave it all behind?
Leave it all behind.
Please, won't somebody save me? Won't anybody love me?
I yearn, yet still she is not mine. Have I not given enough?
From will is born desire, and it is this which consumes you, rendering you incomplete.
Do you not see how the world bends and warps under the weight of your hungering hearts? What if it could all just go away? Just go away.
Clive! None of this is real. Wake up. It's time to go home, Clive.
Clive.
That's right. You're my brother.
Brother.
Remember who you are.
Clive.
Once more, lest you forget.
My name is Clive. Clive Rossfield. Look, Ultima.
Even here, the light of the vessel's will cannot be quenched. And the Phoenix, his trespass should not have been possible. Not possible unless he has been with Muthos all along. The mark of the Phoenix, emblazoned upon his heart, made manifest by the power of will alone. The power of creation. Can it be? Are their wills truly so potent?
Are you still talking?
Damn it, Clive. Wake up.
That hurt.
Sorry to wake you, but I think it may be time to leave. This place.
Once again, does my creation stray from the path laid before it. Steeped in conceit, you fancy yourself a god. You embrace Logos. But we will put an end to this hubris.
What are you talking about?
In the halls of origin, does our true power quicken. And there shall you be made complete. Soon, Muthos, Soon you will discover how little you know of suffering. And so the crystals are no more. Yet in their silence, a new song rings. Its chorus building, a crescendo as it enters its final movement, stirring those long aslumber to waking. And back to their origin.
Bloody crystal's cracked. So where the hell are they? Oh, fuck me.
Is that ether?
What in good Grieger's name is going on?
This is wrong.
Are we back?
Clive! Joshua!
Jill! Is everyone all right?
We're fine. What happened?
Too much to explain here.
Mate! We're leaving! Now! Everyone, fall back to the ship!
I will be with you anon.
Thank you. I need to tell everyone what happened at Drake's Spine. And I'm going to need Otto's help.
First the skies, then the crystal.
To what do I owe the honor? Fran about... Unless that it... Yeah. The... Clever girl. The sound of... Well, who knows? What do you want? Should last you a good while. That it? Fine.
Still alive, are you? If you're gonna buy some, be quick about it. You're rubbing me blind, you know.
Trouble with your gear, or... Not saying fortune, do you? No scratches, right? Not bad, if I do say so myself. You can thank me later. Yeah, that should do you. You can thank me later.
Good morrow to you, my friend. With the dark... But be that as it may... If I may... History can... I don't believe you've read this particular chapter before. There is a rather fascinating excerpt I've been meaning to show you. If you have a question for me, I should be happy to answer it. Did you learn everything you needed?
What do you mean I can't have another...
I've wronged so many. Ruined thousands of lives. I did not deserve to be saved. But save me, you and your brother did. Your uncle, too, forgave me my sins. Offered me a chance at redemption. Yours is a fine family, Ifrit. Cherish it.
What will it be today? Allow me to educate you. I have the details here. Here you are. The state of the realm is ever-changing, Clive.
Still alive, I see. Something tells me that eyesore on the horizon is your doing. How'd you manage that?
It's a long story. One that I'd rather only tell once.
Right. All hands on deck, then.
Is this everyone? As I'm sure you've all guessed, the crystal which now commands the eastern skies was summoned by Ultima. He called it Origin. Though the significance of that name is as yet unclear.
What does it matter what it's called? Its emergence tore Twinside asunder and wiped my homeland from the map.
Mention of the Dominion spires can be found in the oldest of Valisthian records. But to the best of my knowledge, none provide any hint as to their true nature. That they would prove the horns of some slumbering demon. Well,
the Dominion's demise was at least quick. Elsewhere, the Republican army cannot hope to contain the chaos engulfing Randalar. Canberra is in flames, and the Empire.
Our allies are crying out for answers. I've sent the Cursebreakers to give them what assurances we can, but right now that amounts to fuck all.
They wouldn't be able to stop what the skies have started in any case. People here and across the realm grow sicker with every passing day.
Could it be that this new Mother Crystal is like the others? That it draws upon the land's ether? It certainly looked that way from stone here.
If that were true, it would explain the hastening spread of the Blight since the crystal's appearance. Would it not?
And as the land's ether slowly rises to the surface, it pools, corrupting all who cannot channel its energies. Archay above, ether floods below, and in the middle, here we languish, hopelessly entrapped.
It's all right. When we faced him at Stone here, Ultima told us his true power quickens in the Halls of Origin. Needless to say, we cannot allow that to continue. If we are to stop him, we will have to find a way into the crystal.
How are we going to manage that then? It's up in the sky. And fast as she is, the Enterprise can't fly.
It's a lot to take in, and I reckon we'd all benefit from some time to clear our heads. The answer will come to us. Don't you worry. Ain't that right, Clive?
Right. That's right.
Well, go on then. Bugger off. Same goes for you, Clive. You won't solve anything like this. Trust me. Go and get some fresh air, eh?
Thank you. Joshua seemed upset. Ultima may have created us, but he doesn't make us who we are. Only we can do that. And if he would have us fight for our survival, so be it. It's what we've been doing all along.
Much like Ultima himself, it would seem. His new world being naught but a means to survive. And so, we must contend to decide which of us shall inherit the land. Should Ultima prevail, it will mean death for us all. Of that, we can be certain. But even should he fail, what world awaits us? A withered, godless place, where our newfound freedom will most like prove a chain in itself.
Well, that may be, but a chain can always be broken. As long as one has the will to break it, it won't be easy. It may take generations, centuries of suffering. And that is, if Everyone plays their part. But it will happen. And when it does, it will be on our terms. That is the world that awaits us.
Indeed. And what better world could one wish for?
But first, we have to reach that crystal.
Then it's a good thing I have wings.
You can barely stand, let alone fly. And only the Founder knows what horrors await in those skies. You certain about this?
Am I certain? I am the Phoenix. I will do what I must. This is our fight. Remember?
All right. I yield. But only what you must, yes? I'm still your sworn shield.
That you are.
And what of my wings? Lest you forget, you go to stand against a god. I would not have you succumb to fatigue before the fight begins. Ifrit, your brother mentioned that some few of the dominants who had lost their power to you were still able to prime. Is that true?
It is. But their icons no longer submitted to their will.
Then mine will have to be stronger. That you both might save your strength for the battle to come.
You don't have to do this.
If you do, there's a chance you might lose all you have left.
And what have I but regret? My life ended in the Dominion. I fear death no more. Besides, I would have words with Ultima. He has much to answer for.
We are in your debt, Dion.
We can speak of debts when this is over.
He speaks like a man who knows he's not coming back. And has come to terms with that.
That doesn't mean that we have to, does it, Clive?
Time to talk to Jill. I only hope she understands.
Come to wish on a star.
That might not be such a bad idea. This is it, Jill. You know what I have to do. Why I have to do it. There's no turning back now. This is where our journey was leading us. Where it will end, for better or worse.
I could pray to Metia for you. But you'll be all right, won't you, Clive? You always are.
I did promise we'd watch the moon together.
I'll be waiting.
It's almost time.
Better make sure I haven't forgotten anything. What is it this time, Torgal? Something tells me this is no... Thank you, Uncle.
As for doubt... Clive! My Rutherford informs me that we owe you our thanks. Hadn't intended for you to get involved, but such are the times.
I would have done the same for it.
You're far too modest, Clive. You'd make a terrible nobleman. But tell me, is the realm truly...
From what little I saw...
I suppose I should have expected But I was rather hoping the great and good of the realm might have things a little more... Alas, it seems that firm leadership is in short supply these days, and without it, the people are bound. We must move.
But where do we start?
True, the challenges that face us are many. But in my estimation, there are two key areas to be addressed before the realm's armies and her larders. As you've seen firsthand, it's every man and woman for themselves. Certain cities have banded together to try and maintain some semblance of order, yes? And yet, the only remedy for the chaos that faces us is unity. A unity that, in short, if Storm does not stand together...
But how would one even begin to...
The armies, my boy. As I told you already, we begin by restoring order among the ranks of those sworn... Sadly, I doubt I could convince even the lowliest gaggle of privates to dig a latrine. But I do know someone the High Commanders have been known to listen to on occasion.
I thought he was retired.
He was, until an Akashic army tore through Randalar and killed most of the rank and file. There is no man, and as luck would have it, I've already spoken.
Of course you have.
And he's agreed to help. On one condition, that he first speaks with you personally. Havel has always been a man of frustratingly rigid principle, and he has certain qualms about clasping arms with, well... with an outlaw. I extolled your many virtues as best I could, of course, but the old goat was adamant that he be allowed to appraise you in person. You don't mind, do you, my boy?
Of course not. As long as chaos reigns, we will never build a better world. I'll do whatever it takes. And if the Field Marshal wishes to speak with me in person, then so be it.
That's the...
I'll leave for Randalar. Would you send a Stolas?
Of course. Rutherford is already in the Dhalmekian capital. I'll have him tell Havel to expect you forth.
Excellent.
No.
Ah, Clive. This is it then, brother. Indeed.
You're wrong.
Of course.
Joshua, what's wrong? And don't say nothing.
I've received word from Cyril. The Undying have found Father's will.
Or his will?
In the crypt, beneath Rosal. After Kupka was kind enough to drive out the Imperials, the Undying took the opportunity to recover what relics of the Duchy yet remain. And in the process of doing so, They found...
I'm surprised anything survived done.
Cyril asked that I join him in Tabor at my convenience. I have been meaning to go.
Of course. I want to know what's in that letter as much as you do.
Very well.
Cid, do you...
By all means.
It's my old master. Seems there's no escaping her. She found... and something else. Records from a Waluda prison. Seems they were keeping a lot...
How did she come by such a thing?
Finding bearers always was her... and it seems the cells of Balmung Dark are full of them. Foreign captives, the masterless, and even better for her, bearers with no one to look after them. When Ether started lapping at the wall...
Leaving the bearers to be liberated by whoever happened to come along.
Cid, I'd like to believe that I've earned your trust, and while I'm well aware that you've forbidden Cursebreakers from traveling to Waloed, I can't let those bearers die in their cells. I'd rather risk shipwreck on the Shadow Coast than leave them...
We'll be needing the Enterprise if we're going to navigate the Narrow.
Does that mean...
I'm making an exception, but we travel together. And we stay no longer than we have to. Ash is an inhospitable place at the best of times. We save as many as we can, and we...
Thank you, Cid. There was a name in the prison register, Chadwick. Another of my former master's protégés. A gifted soldier, and the closest thing I had thought of him held captive.
He must be very important to you.
He was.
Then we find him.
The entrance to the prison lies in the shadow of Ravenwit walls. Just beyond the... We should head there as quickly as we can. I only pray...
As do I, Dort.
Cid, I was wondering if...
It depends what we're...
A bearer, but recently freed from his bonds, is keen to join the Cursebreakers. As you know, the work we do is not easy, which is why we test every volunteer's suitability. I was hoping you could oversee the...
I don't mind, but...
Because he wants to be a scout. Our ranks are filled with men and women capable of breaking chains and putting slavers to the sword. But scouting, we're few with the nose for that, which is why we still rely so heavily on Gav. And since he accompanies you on so many of your missions, I thought you might be better placed to recognize the traits in him that we should look for in those who'd fill his boots.
Sounds reasonable.
So you're happy to oversee the boys' test, then?
One can never have too many scouts.
Truer words, Cid. I'll let the Initiate know that you'll be attending his trial, and that he is to proceed directly to Northreach in readiness.
No time like the present, eh?
No time like the present. I'll await you there.
Northreach. I don't suppose they could have chosen somewhere closer. Vivian, I read your note, and I'd be happy to help you find the book you're looking for.
Thank you, Clive. But tracking it down will not be easy.
Please. You have always granted me your wisdom and insight whenever I asked. It's only right that I return the favor. Or at least it...
You are too kind. Alas, what I ask of you is rather more trying than delivering the odd lecture. I spoke with Harpocrates to see if he had any inkling as to where another copy might be found, but perhaps it is best that you hear the details.
If you say so.
Forgive me, Clive, but this book, it set me on the path to becoming who I am today.
Fancy a look at the list, do you? Quick look. Always something in there.
I will not let them be forgotten. Cid.
Of course.
It is an honor to finally speak with you. My name is Herman. I've been with the Cursebreakers for some time. I wish to be deployed to Ash. Any assignment will...
No. The lands across the Narrow, I will not send good men and women to risk their lives. Why would you want to go back?
I need to retrieve something. I was raised in an orphanage, or rather, it was not a place of nurture. It existed solely to turn bearer children into We were tortured until we feared no pain, and few ever survived long enough to become tools of the last king.
I can't imagine.
I lost so many. But they must be remembered. The Institute was run with military precision. Every child measured. Cid, allow me to travel.
You are a good friend, Herman. But the fact remains that Ash is simply too dangerous.
Cid, please.
Too dangerous for you, Herman. I'll go to Bad Bach and find the registry.
You will?
I won't let you risk your life.
I don't know.
You can start by telling me where I'll find it.
Vida Grace.
All right.
May the Mother...
Do you suppose it's magic keeping the boat afloat?
What else could it be? What do you think happened to Miss...
Cid! You have...
With what? You didn't take apart another of me.
No. Well, yes. But that's not what we want to talk...
It's Miss Mididol. She's been acting strange. Very strange.
When she is, she acts like we aren't even there. Her head's in a crack.
In the cloud.
That's what I said. In the cloud.
Well, she does have a lot on her mind.
Not long ago.
Then it's probably just about the Enterprise. It did take quite a battering.
You didn't break it, did you, Cid? You really should be more careful around Miss Mididol's invention. Oh, don't listen to her. Even if you did break the Enterprise.
But who's gonna put Miss Mididol back together? She seems really sad.
Why don't I go and see if I can cheer her up?
You do that? For us? She's in her dungeon.
Don't scare him. It's not a real dungeon.
Thanks for the warn.
Has Mididol mentioned a new project yet?
Mid, if you have a...
That's it! I knew it! The answer was right here under my arse all along! If this doesn't steer to the skies, nothing will!
To the skies? You aren't trying to give the Enterprise wings, are you?
What else would I be doing?
The children seem to think you're avoiding them. Is this really so important that you need to shut your...
The Enterprise is already the fastest ship in the realm, and that's with the sea beneath. But what if she weren't bound to the waves? What if she weren't bound to anything? It's not fair. The gods get the skies all to themselves, so I'm gonna do something about it. The Fallen had their chance, but they relied too much on magic. And see where that got them, but not me. I've discovered how to do it without... Well, almost. First, I need to make a prototype.
And is that a one-woman job?
Are you volunteering? I'll have you know the Enterprise, but if a godfather's offering to lend a hand, at first I'll need oil, and not just some old drippings from Miss Molly's spits in the Tub and Crown. Refined stuff, like they make in old. Then I'll need some bone, or shell. Light, strong, preferably no longer attached to the beast it belongs to.
If it's beast bones you're after, I'm sure the Cursebreakers will know where you might...
No, they'll know where you might find some. You're the one who offered to help, remember?
I should speak with one of the Cursebreakers before I set off for Old Hill. See if I can't find this bone while I'm there as well.
Miss Shirley says your book's made quite an impression.
Pining for something, boy. What is it? I never did ask where you got that anklet of yours.
From Sid, that's why. On the day he brought him home.
That long ago?
And you're only thinking to ask this now? Sid saw that the pup had a habit of gnawing on his leg. Clapped that there iron on him to keep him from...
What was wrong, boy?
I'll take like as not. Must have been hard on the poor whelp losing his loving masters. Doubly hard in being a frost wolf. Torn away from his icons and all. Sid would always tell him, you want that iron gone? You find what it is you're looking for. I reckon what he were looking for.
I'm sorry, Torgal. Sorry for making you wait. Let's get that thing off you.
Doesn't sound like he wants it off.
Indeed. You miss Sid as much as the rest of us, don't you? You want me to go with you somewhere?
Quick, aren't you? Glad you've been paying attention.
Not nearly as much as you have, Lady Cat.
Aye, good thing and all. It's not like Gav would have kept him in nuts and rubbed his belly these...
Your kindness is appreciated. You've been a good friend to him.
Only because he doesn't talk back like the rest of you.
Where to then, Torgal?
Say what you will, Lady Karen has seen ourselves handled.
All right, Torgal. I'm going to need a little bit more than that. Do you have a better hint for me? Unless... you've already given me one. Back on the rear deck, you were looking west. Why don't we try the rookery? I haven't... To port is up. Fingers crossed the old mooring...
Ah, Clive, my boy.
What a... Harpocrates. I've been charged with locating a book called From...
And you seek a rare gem indeed, one whose name I had not thought to hear. You've been talking to Vivian.
Right as always, but she didn't seem keen to tell me very much. I take it she didn't like what you had...
And yet I gather it did naught to... Clive, if the young professor has tasked you with obtaining a copy, I fear she asks the impossible. The executors would not allow...
The executor?
Coveters of Secret, a clandestine organization committed to the collection and intenebration of forbidden text, one such text being the tome Vivian seeks, chronicling as it does the true history of the enslavement of a tale which could overturn the established order were it ever to become white, or so rumor has it. I've never actually read the thing.
How is it that I haven't heard of this organization?
Why? Secrecy. They lurk in the shadows, emerging only to seize that which must be seized, be it books, inventions, or people, before disappearing again, leaving nary a trace.
Which would explain why Vivian's copy was snatched from her grasp not long after she found it.
By the hand of the executors, yes.
But what drives them? Self-interest or ideology?
Fine question. Sadly, all that is known of the executors can be recounted in a single breath. You may just as soon ask me of their origins, numbers, or the identities of their leaders. Any answer I give would be pure speculation.
Then my hunt was doomed from the first. What was Vivian expecting? That I'd pluck it from thin air?
Not from thin air, no. From ash. Rumors of the Executors are rife among the Scholars of Storm, but rather less so across the Strait. I have a friend. Well, I had a friend in the village of Garnick, a collector of rare tomes, upon which subject we would oft correspond. Alas, I have heard naught from him since the skies fell dark. But, though he did not mention it by name, it is possible that a surviving copy of From a Distance yet rests upon. If you were, by some chance, able to save even a single book from the poor man's library.
Very well. When I next find I'll be sure to pay Garnick a...
Twinside's hundreds of leagues away.
All right, Sid. Come to buy us a...
Only if you earn it. Mid needs a piece of light but durable bone for her next project. You've encountered your share of beasts on your travels across the realm.
Most bones are the same. Whack 'em hard enough and they'll... If it's durability you're looking for, shell will serve you better. You know what an adamantus is?
I do. And I know to give them a wide... Will any old adamantus do?
Well, with shells, the older the harder. There's a rumour of an ancient adamantus down in Karava, near Ul Bidza. All what's left of the village, but don't expect to make quick work of the bastard.
I'll keep that in mind.
Why the hell would Victor take the bearer's side?
For a shame. Lubor's ill-gotten guilt.
Here to help me? Thanks, but I'll be traveling light. I'm almost finished.
You're really going to go through with this, then?
I am. But before I go, there is one small...
If it's within my power to help you.
It's the children. I refuse to let them... and if I leave them here, they surely will. Our friendship would see them ostracized forever. But I can't take them with me. I can think of only one place where they are certain to be safe and...
Of course. The children would be more than...
Thank you, Clive.
Lubor,
What is it, Ferda? You look...
There's been a flood in the Velcroy. A damn big one. The League of Outlaws encampment was completely...
What?
Every last one of the bastards has turned.
Bandits are one thing, but Akashic bandits are quite another. We need to evacuate. There's no... Ferda, gather the men. The Akashic may strike at any moment. You must make ready to cover the townspeople. Well? What?
Yes, my lord.
Clive, change of plan. The children stay with me for now. I need you to find Conrad and Natalie. Tell them to prepare for a full and...
Understood.
I'll do what I can to convince everyone else. Wish me luck. You have to listen to me. They're coming.
How long why do they always have to make
Huh?
What do you want?
To pass on an important message. There's been an ether flood out in the Velcroy. The camp where the so-called League of Outlaws were gathering has been swallowed. They're no longer just bandits. They're Akashic now. And they could be here at any moment. You need to begin preparing for a full-scale evacuation.
Oh, do we?
And who was it who gave...
Lubor, perhaps? The man spreading the same point. You may believe his lies, my lord, but
why would he lie about something like this?
Some twisted attempt. If he had not been unmasked, he may well have been elected our leader. A great honor for one of his kind. One he might well feel aggrieved at having been denied.
Lord Underhill, forgive me, but it has become all too evident where Lubor cannot be trusted, and neither...
You may not trust me. But for the sake of your people, ask yourself if there is any chance.
There isn't. You can now be off with you.
You're making a mistake.
Come, Clive. If our words will not move them, then we must find another way to help save the town.
You're right. Let's speak to Lord Ferda.
You need to evacuate!
Know your place, bearer.
I think we'd better shut up.
What's Lubor raving about now?
Lord Ferda.
Cid, what's wrong?
I went to warn Conrad and Natalie about the Akashic, but they've convinced themselves that nothing Lubor says can be trusted.
The bloody fool!
Which means the town guard can't be counted on for support, but I can. If there's anything I can do to help, you only have to ask.
I appreciate it.
Cid! Ferda! I've been looking for you everywhere.
Victor?
I couldn't abandon a friend, and Lubor is in need at this very moment.
You have to believe me! The Akashic are coming! They don't eat, they don't sleep, they don't tire, and they don't care who they kill. They're unlike anything that's come before. There won't be no parley, no mercy granted! We may have saved the town once, but this is different. I do not ask that you forgive me, but please believe me. If you do not run, you will die. You will all fucking die!
You'd like that, wouldn't you, bearer?
Yeah, with us out of the way, your kind will be free to claim Dalamil for yourselves.
It's you who should run!
Run, bearer!
Yeah, run!
Run!
Far away!
Run!
Just go on!
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes! Go!
Come on, then.
Go on! Go!
Just go.
Lubor.
Wait.
Someone's coming.
Go. Come on!
Stop! You're hurting him! What did Lubor ever do to you? He solves all your stupid problems, and he keeps all of you safe. You know there's nothing he wouldn't do for this town. Who was it who made that cleaver you use every day, Conrad?
And what about your counting table, Natalie? Who fixed that?
Whose men make sure the streets are clean so all your boots don't get dirty?
Who spends all day, every day making sure things run smoothly around here? And none of you ever say thank you. Ever.
But did Lubor ever complain? Well, does he ever stop smiling?
He keeps this whole place going. And you act like it doesn't even exist.
Oh,
Yeah, sorry.
Lubor, we have heard enough.
Wait!
We will not run. The town guard will not abandon the very place it is sworn to protect.
And I will not give up for lost the stores that we labored so hard to fill.
So tell us, how do you propose we deal with these Akashic of yours?
We won't run, but we will fight.
All right, then. Fine. Gather round if you don't want to die.
Allow me to explain the situation. The ether flood occurred near the village of Cheratina, deep in the Velcroy. The place had been abandoned until the League of Outlaws decided to make it their base of operation. Now they're all turned, and if the scouts' reports are correct, heading in this...
They are mindless monsters, driven only by hate and rage. With the bandits, we at least knew how and where they were like. When these creatures come, Dalimil will have the bitterest fight it has ever... The town guard will muster at the north gate. The rest of us will take the south. Both forces will provide men to serve as scouts and messengers, ready to spread word of the size and nature of the Akashic force as soon as it has been, we will converge on its position and see that it is driven back from Dalimil at all costs. Conrad, can I count on the support of the town guard?
Always.
I leave the selection and coordination of the messengers in your hands, Victor, and the command of our men in yours, Ferda. If you would both be so kind.
Consider it done.
As you wish.
Natalie, I would ask that you and your people have the townsfolk barricade themselves inside and tell the merchant not to waste time securing anything beside the essentials. Preserving life is our one and only concern. As long as we survive, it doesn't matter what trinkets we might lose. Our riches can be regained. And if anyone doubts that, let it be known that the Briar's Kiss stands ready to cover any losses.
Very well. I shall tell them.
Where do I fit into this plan?
Where else but the most I would like you to travel to the home of our erstwhile League of Outlaws. The main host is most likely still there. And Dalimil will not be safe until it is eradicated.
A little gardening.
I doubt it. I have a feeling these weeds will...
Luckily so.
So you are. All right then, we all know what we have to do. Now it's simply a matter of doing it.
Looks like everyone's ready. I'd better not keep them waiting. Good girl.
Fly, Ambrosia.
Any man sighting an Akashic is to raise the alarm.
There it is. The flood.
But what's waiting for us inside? can't leave a single one alive. The League is disbanded. I should get back to Dalimil and see how the others fared.
All the Akashic we were able to find have been dealt with. Seems that might be the last.
The last of them here, but...
Lubor, Sir Clive has returned.
Clive! What...
It's done.
I knew you wouldn't let...
Thank you, my lord.
Friends, the Horde has been driven back. The Akashic have been defeated. And we need not fear the arrival of any more. Victory is ours.
We bloody... Lubor. Allow me. After all you have done for this town, we should never have doubted you.
But we did. And for that we are truly sorry. We only hope that you can forgive us.
We need you, Lubor. Dalimil needs you. So, if you would still like to be considered for the position of mayor, you have our backing.
You do remember that I'm a bearer, don't you?
We do. But that is not a stain on your character. It is a stain on ours. We thought only of what we perceived bearers to be, not what you truly are. The man who saved Dalimil twice over.
I see. But I will only accept your proposal on 2 conditions.
Name them.
Firstly, that you will both do everything in your power to rally your people to my cause. If the Town Guard and the Merchants League do not accept my leadership, it will be doomed from the start. Unity is the key to defending Dalimil. and I do not doubt that we shall need to call on our combined strength again. When that time comes, I will expect us all to pull together, just as we did today.
Of course. You have our word.
And secondly, you will accept that if I am to lead you, the mistreatment of bearers must end here in Dalimil. Any bearer within our walls shall be afforded the same rights as any other citizen. They will not be judged by what they are, but who they are.
As we failed to do, and came so close to losing everything.
We agree to your conditions. And we have only one in return. That you continue to work for the good of Dalimil, as you always have.
Condition accepted. Well then, it seems my mayorship is all but confirmed. Do I get some sort of special hat? How, not so long ago, I had resigned myself to... And now, here.
Lubor.
Fear not, you are of course relieved. I would sooner face another horde of Akashic than see them brought up. I'll make sure they're safe here.
I don't doubt that you will, and not just the children.
Can't have all your hard work.
Ginger and ginseng.
How about a few spicy sausages to put in?
So, you're going to join the Watcher?
Fellow who used to run this all took to his heel.
Anything I can interest you in? Here you are. My thanks. Fare you well.
I have some things for sale. May we meet again.
Here we are again. Karava. If you were a tortoise, Torgor, where would you hide? Looks like we found him.
To me, boy!
If Mid needs another, she can come and get it herself.
Welcome, welcome. Anything else?
Your Grace, my lord.
Cyril, you found a letter?
Yes, I have it here. If you would do us the honor, my lord.
An inheritance.
It would seem the late Archduke penned this missive shortly before his passing.
The day before we left for Phoenix Gate.
What are these plans he spoke of? His plans for the duchy, Your Grace. Your father entrusted them to my predecessor, the former bearer of the Burning Quill, who entrusted them in turn to me. The complete emancipation of bearers is their stated aim. But your father's dream did not end there. His Grace also spoke of building hospices to care for those stricken by the curse, and the founding of a new university to further the development of with the blight spreading ever more widely across the Twins. Archduke Elwyn saw this as the only means of securing...
He wished to see men and bearers treated as equals. To see, small wonder he did not think it achievable within it.
But he thought it achievable nonetheless. Had he not, he would never have written, nor would he have entrusted his vision to those who would have stood with you
shielded you from the machinations of the less benevolent personages at court.
It's a pity only they are still...
'Tis true that those most loyal to your father were the first to suffer the Duchess, but one at least remains.
What do you mean?
Mayhap it is better that she, after all, the duties entrusted to me by my predecessor, extended only to recovering his great...
And where is this woman?
She awaits you in the archive.
Thank you, Cyril. Shall we then?
My lord, your grace. I am Goditha, retainer of House Rosfield. Lord... Your father, the Archduke Elwyn, entrusted me with the delivery of a gift.
Lift up your head, Lady. You have our gratitude for your service.
I merely did my duty, as any...
My lady.
Perhaps you could... What exactly is the...
As I'm sure you know, it has long been the custom for the children of House Rosfield to be presented with certain keepsakes upon their coming of age.
Indeed it has. Our father often spoke of the day when our turn would come.
And had he lived to see it, he would have presented you with the treasures I bear. Matching armbands for you both. Alas, he did not live. Indeed, he was taken from us even before they could be completed. He had intended to claim the Heartstone with which each armband was to be fit, but it was not to be. And his gifts remain.
I see.
It saddens me to bring them before you. It was your father's wish that you be presented with the finished articles, but with his grace long since gone, and the stone left unclaimed. You are grown men now, and while I would not presume to insist upon your claiming the Heartstone in his... I know that nothing would have pleased him more.
Thank you. What say you? What else? Of course, my lady.
Oh, I am much obliged.
Do you know where we might find this?
I do. Though it may be a matter of a good deal more than simply happening, it is found in the bellies of Elder Griffin. We do at least know where to find one. A certain specimen has made its nest in Titan's Wake.
A certain specimen?
You are most perceptive, Your Grace. In fact, this is the very same beast your father meant to slay. I have been tracking its movements. Were you to slay it in his stead, as men of House Rosfield?
What say you?
What else? Titan's Wake is to the south of here. But we must not be hasty. The good lady has been disappointed once already.
Lord Marquis?
What is it?
One of our brethren lately journeyed across the strait in order to pursue a new avenue of inquiry. He sent an owl some while ago, but we have heard naught from him since.
Was he surveying another fallen ruin?
No. The object of his study was a savior cult that has arisen in Ash in recent years. We believe it may have some connection to an ancient religion that worshipped Alt. By gaining an understanding of this new faith, we hoped to learn more of the Circle's original beliefs.
And so you sent one of your brothers to Ash?
Fully cognizant of the risks, yes. I entrusted the mission to one of the most able of our order, the Third Chair, a master of the arts of combat and survival both. Though he has been silent for some days now, I have thus far refrained from sending any others in search. Yet, it seemed only right to inform you of the situation, for as you so earnestly advised me, it would not do to abandon a man to his fate, when he might yet be safe.
In it would not, but Ash is a big place.
Perhaps. The last owl I received from him mentioned a village where he had heard the cult were wont to assemble. Mickleburg was its name. It lies in the southern reaches of Wulu. If aught...
Right.
You are much. Go then, with my hopes.
Faster! Eyes peeled, Joshua. You deserve a rest.
There it is.
For House Rossfield.
To me, boy. You're a fine hound.
That's all ready. Nice try.
Is this the Heartstone?
I expect Lady Goditha will know.
Thank the griffin is slick.
And the Heartstone?
Yes. This radiant luster, like frozen flame, is just as your father described it. Thank you, my lord. Your grace. Your father would be so proud.
Lady Goditha, the lapidary is ready.
Thank you, Cyril. If you would excuse me, I shall have the stone cut. The armbands are pray. Take them. Heartstone is harder and more enduring than garnet, or even ruby. It symbolizes unwavering will, and the graven vines encircling the stone represent the unbreakable bonds between you.
It's a message. Father knew we had enemies both inside and outside the duchy. Enemies who would thwart his vision.
And only if we stood together. As Phoenix and Shield. As brothers in arms.
Indeed. His Grace knew the enormity of it, but this was more than just... It was a promise.
Thank you, Lady Goditha, for remaining the steadfast custodian of our...
Forgive me, my lady, but there is something I don't quite understand. The Undying told me that after Father died, Mother claimed all of the ducal treasures for her, even if the armbands were incomplete. She would surely not have... So, how were you able to keep them from her?
Because I was the keeper of the vault. Though I was but a lowly servant, your father spoke to me of his intentions for the bands, of the deep love he had for both. In the days before the disaster at Phoenix Gate, I discovered that the Duchess had ordered her jewelry be sent away from the castle. It was then that I knew she meant to betray us. I tried to warn your father, but it was too... When word of the fire reached Rosalith, I knew my time was short. So I took up the armbands and
And thank the Founder you did.
Yet my duty to your father was incomplete. Not knowing what else to do, I followed the Griffin, thinking I might claim the Heartstone, and so my pursuit continued. He informed me that His Grace's will had been recovered.
Lady Goditha, on behalf of my father...
As do I.
Thank you, my lord, for coming back to us.
The bands suit you well. It must be gratifying to finally receive the inheritance that was denied you for so long.
It is. And we thank you for the part you played, Cyril.
If you would permit me to play my part a little longer, might I suggest that you make your way to your father's memorial atop Hawk's Cry Cliff? Let him see that you have received his blessing.
I suppose it would be churlish not to. What do you say, Clive?
I think we should. I was hoping to be able to offer him my thanks.
Your father's helm is enshrined there. Since the day we recovered it from Phoenix, I prithee claim it. For it too is a part of your and I do not doubt that your father would prefer it in your hands.
Thank you, Cyril. Come on, Clive.
What are you looking for? You've a discerning eye. Many thanks. May Gilbert smile upon you.
Do you see that too?
What is it? Oh, please. Just make it stop. I'm scared. It's all right.
Good girl. Run like the wind. Can't be Rutherford, can it?
Turncoats and cowards, the lot of you! If it's a fight you want, it's a fight you shall have!
Allow me.
I don't need your...
Please, Field Marshal, oblige him.
This won't take long.
You're right. It won't. Men, finish him. To me, boy!
A little longer than I'd have liked. Field Marshal Havel, I presume. Are either of you injured?
No, my lord. You arrived just as our escort turned on us.
Fucking traitors. I'd heard reports of soldiers in the outlying regions abandoned, but I hadn't thought the corruption had reached so close to them. It's a fucking... Your interfering old bastard of an uncle tried to warn me, of course. My lord Marquis. Or is Sid the Outlaw more to your liking?
Call me what you want. It doesn't change who I am, or the urgency of the message I bring. My uncle has a plan to right the realm, and he needs your help to see it through.
Before I agree to anything, I'd have you answer one question. What do you stand to gain from all this?
I won't deny that I might benefit from further chaos. But I seek a new beginning for all of us. And while the choices I've made may not always have been the right ones, I know I made them for the right reasons. For so long, so many of us have been told how we could live, how we could die. when it should have been our decision all along. Now we have a chance to put things right. But in order to take it, we must stand together. Even if it be beside those with whom we don't see eye to eye.
Certainly not the words I expected from an outlaw. But perhaps your uncle was right. You are no ordinary outlaw. I'll never hear the end of this. All right. I'll start by ordering my most trusted guard to bring the Dhalmekian fringes under control. Next, I'll make contact with my counterparts in the Imperial Army and see if I can't convince them to try and restore order in their own territory.
Thank you, Field Marshal.
But they are not the only ones we will need to convince.
What do you mean?
I don't doubt that I can bully some sense into a few generals. But those they answer to require a different kind of persuasion. And when it comes to honeyed words, well, we will need an envoy. One who can court even the most stubborn of statesmen. You, perhaps.
I'm flattered. But I'm no diplomat either. And I have other problems to attend to. What we need is a skilled arbitrator. And I may know just the person.
Is that so? And would he happen to be an outlaw too?
Of a different kind, perhaps.
Well, beggars can't be choosers. I suppose we'll all have to find a little of the outlaw in ourselves if we're to make it through this. Very well. Send your man to me right away.
I shall.
My Lord Marquis. Your Lord Uncle bade me escort the Field Marshal to his manor in Port Isolde.
And I will see that my associate joins you there.
Very good, my lord.
Huh. An envoy. I'm not sure I'm the man to talk anyone round. I can barely convince my brother to take his medicine. Someone like Quinton. I hope I can convince him at least. Nazaire might at least have mentioned where in Northreach he'd be testing this recruit.
Who do you think?
Oh, no. Well met, Cid. This is the Initiate. Ember, present yourself.
At your service, Smart.
Please, just Cid. There are no masters here.
Oh, of course. Thank you, Cid. The sergeant says you'll be evaluating me at my...
To become a scout, yes. You are aware of the dangers inherent...
I am. But I swore I'd face them. Just like the man who saved my...
Who would that be?
Gav. It was him who found me and freed me. No magic, no support, just one man and his nose. It taught me what one man can do if he puts... And I've been training ever since, so that one day I can be someone's saviour, just like Gav was mine.
I'm sure he'd... You clearly have good intentions, Ember. And it sounds like you're under no illusions. Stick to this path and you'll...
So...
You haven't even started yet. Not far from here is an Imperial lookout, Eastwatch. The guards there record all their sightings in a logbook. You are to find it and bring it here.
And bring it here, right. Anything else?
No. Sneaking into a heavily guarded Imperial outpost and stealing the logbook would be quite sufficient. You'll need to assess the situation, determine a point of entry, Create this all without being discovered and thrown into an Imperial...
Ember, Gav isn't our best scout because he can do everything. It's essential that you know your limit.
Know my limits, right. I won't let you down.
It shouldn't be as dangerous as I made out. But keep a weather eye on him all the same, would you?
On my way. All right, Ember. Impress me.
The garrison is threatening to pull their sentries from the market.
I would speak with this Duke.
Saw the captain just now. Your town needs you.
Do you have a moment?
What is it?
It's the Duke, unsurprisingly. His Eminence has assumed full control of the garrison, and the town was left all but unguarded. So Philippe was compelled to form a citizens, and though my dear boys have been characteristically willing to assist him in this, so I was wondering if you would lend them your strength, that the people of Northreach might sleep easier.
Of course.
Thank you, Clive. Philippe told me he had met...
Where can I find the mistress of this...
Here, my lady. To whom do I have the pleasure of speaking?
My name is Sabine, and it is my displeasure to be the daughter of the Duke of Oriflamme, who I understand is causing you and your town no small amount of trouble. I wish to speak to you about what might be done.
Very well. Let us speak. I trust you'll forgive me, Clive.
Absolutely. Our conversation can wait.
Please, proceed.
As you know, my father is a most overbearing and supercilious man, and I join you in objecting to his every action. Indeed, I owe you my thanks for continuing to argue against his reckless plans. Yet I fear he is not one to be swayed by reason. No. He must be made to face the consequences of his actions.
And who would make him do this?
I would. Myself and several other like-minded individuals. Were you to join us, we would surely have the strength to drive him from Northreach for good.
Does that not seem a trifle... drastic?
Drastic action is precisely what is called for. Unless you are content to see your people downtrodden and dispossessed. My father would have it that citizens exist only to serve the Empire. That they should be forced to make every sacrifice to ensure her revival. But he is wrong. It is not the people who must serve the Empire, but the Empire who must serve her people. He's always been like this, scornful of the opinions of anyone he judged beneath him. But he cannot be allowed to ride roughshod over the common folk. We must fight him.
Fight him? No. My purpose is to quell the tension in Northreach, not to stoke it. Respectfully, my lady. Our only chance of saving this town depends upon every one of us uniting against our common enemy. Your father and his followers included. While I understand your frustrations, I cling to the hope that he may yet be won round.
False hope, I assure you. But I see that your mind is made up. I shall bother you no longer. If you will extend me the same courtesy, I bid you good day.
She certainly has spirit.
Indeed. But unfortunately for us, that spirit is only likely to harden the Duke's resolve, which may be enough to seal the fate of this town. This is all about her and her father.
Family.
I'm sorry, where were we? Ah, yes. I was about to tell you of Philippe's plan, but perhaps it's better that you heard them from him. I believe...
Right away.
It's just a pity I cannot join you.
He'd have our coin, our stock enough.
So you are content to abandon... Please, I beseech you. If you are a true son of Northreach, you must fight to defend your home.
That's exactly what I am doing, milady. Or trying to, at least. The land is crawling with fiends, and someone has to keep watch.
Even when our true enemy is hiding in the garrison? Fine. You're not the only able-bodied man in Northreach. Thank you so much for your help.
She cornered you too, then?
Could hardly get a word in edgeways. Like father, like daughter, eh?
She made an uninvited appearance at the Vale earlier, hoping to convince the Dame to join her in fermenting.
I bet that went well. Her ladyship seems to have a way. Anyway.
Our mutual friend thought you might welcome some help.
Oh, she did she? Right, as always. We've had some reports, you see.
They're back.
Seems that way. We haven't been able to confirm anything yet, but if you're willing, you could go and see...
Right.
You know Grieger's Weep? One of the sightings places them somewhere on its shore.
I'm on my way.
Thank you, Clive. I'll look into one of the other sightings.
It's still here. A lot smaller than I remember. And you're a lot bigger. You might have to swim, boy. I wasn't being serious.
You two go on without... I doubt that boat will hold us.
If you're sure. Hop in, boy. This place hasn't changed at all. The rookery's right through those trees. Come on. Race you there? I bet I could still beat you. Here we are. This was our hideaway. Wasn't it, Torgal? Coming here helped me to forget who I was. Or wasn't. Prince, Shield. Son his mother could love. Had I been any one of those things? Perhaps. What is it, boy?
This is all from the castle. And Phoenix Gate. Did you bring these here? My sparring sword. Well. You never stopped looking for me, did you, boy? Thank you, Torgal, for never giving up, for never forgetting. Let's take this with us, shall we? So I don't forget either. That's not the way back to the boat, Torgal. All right. I think I know where we're going. People always talk about the importance of putting the past behind you, but without it, we wouldn't be, and we certainly couldn't steer our way to a better time. Come on, Torgal. Sorry for the wait. We're ready. It's well. After what happened here, it's a miracle there was any left at all. I better get these materials to Mid so she can finish her prototype.
I wasn't expecting you back so...
done?
Mid, tell me this.
Aw, you make it sound like I asked you to save the world or something.
Tell me this is all you need.
It's most of what I need. After you left, I went over the figures again, and I realised I'd forgotten.
And
a cogwheel. Just a tiny one. Though, gears that small are a bastard to make, and I may have lost the one Blackthorn spent a fortnight toiling over.
wait. The children. When they took apart your scales, there was a tiny brass gear. Now that I think about it, they didn't use it.
The young'uns? But why would the... You know what? I'll keep working on the model. You go and...
Has Midadol mentioned a new project yet?
Sid! Is Mid...
She wasn't hyped. She's just busy working on her...
A new invention? Is it an airship?
Do you think she'll let us help?
That just so happens to be why I'm here. She needs something special, a brass gear. A tiny one. One that might fit on, say...
Oh, the one you forgot! We remember!
We saved it, just in case.
Since your lesson, we've been disassembling, then reassembling. All the pieces that are left over, we keep under our beds.
That's... good to know.
Look! I found it! Is that all? Just the gear?
That's all for now. But I'll let Mid know about your... hoard.
Thanks, Sid.
Well, did they have it?
They did. And they kept it somewhere nice and safe. Will it work?
Will it work? He's perfect!
What exactly are you going to use it for?
Only the most important job of all. The wings aren't going to move on their own. But with the right cog in the right place... Well, you just wait and see. That should do it. Here goes nothing. Titan's tits.
It wasn't supposed to fly, was it?
Of course it was supposed to fly. Wouldn't be much of an airship if it didn't. Honestly, these bloody engines are driving me mad. I was so sure this would be the day she soared. The Mithril engine was made to make dreams come true. But maybe this is one dream the world's better off without. Show folk how to take flying. It won't be long till they're raining death down on each other. People will lose their homes. Children, their mums and their dads. Like I lost mine.
I'm sorry.
So am I, Clive. So am I. Sorry that I have to choose. Do I follow my head? Or do I follow my heart?
first time I stood on the deck of your ship, felt the wind in my hair. It was like I was flying. But imagine how it would feel to actually do it.
My dad always said there were two ways of living life. Chasing a dream or shuffling to your grave. And he were right. Right about a lot of things. Not that I like to admit it. People need dreams to chase. Especially in a world like this. Right. When this is over, I'm gonna take all my mithril engines to Zemeckis and sling them over the edge. I won't have my dream end up turning into someone else's nightmare.
But all that hard work...
All that hard work will not be used for war, Jamie. But it ain't like it'll be gone. Tell me, Clive, have you ever been on a treasure hunt?
Not since Joshua and I were boys. Why do you ask?
Because I'm gonna bury the engine schematics and leave behind a little riddle telling people where to find them. A really hard one, so that only the most dedicated dreamers will ever be able to work it out. Ooh, I can picture it now. Some daft general squinting at the words with a gormless expression on his mug. Like that one, yeah.
Right.
Of course, if I'm putting this engine at the end of a treasure hunt, I'll still need to make it a treasure worth hunting for. Won't be much of a prize if it couldn't even make a toy boat. But it ain't the size of a dream that's important, is it, Clive? And I reckon I've got a fair few good ones.
I'm sure you do.